Okay, so we're going to look at a rational expression under the radical sign. If we can simplify the rational expression, I would say always do that first. So I'm looking at 50 and 72, and I'm saying 2 goes into both of those. So I'll write it over here, 50 and 72. 2 goes in 25, 2 goes in 36, okay. Then I've got the x to the 5th, the y cubed in the numerator, and x to the 4th, y in the denominator. So I'm going to cancel 4 of those x's with 4 of those x's. That gives me 1 x in the numerator, and y with 1 of those y's, which will give me y squared in the numerator. So that's how that goes. Now I have then the square root of 25xy squared over 36. And then I can think about, all right, how do I take the square root of that? So the square root of 25 is 5. X, there's not enough to get an x out, but I can take the square root of y squared. So it'll be a y on the outside. So I've got this part here that I'm doing, that part that I did. It will have absolute value. And then what's left over on the inside? Just an x. Now, I wrote it this way. I already looked ahead. The denominator, I know the square root of 36 is 6. So I can write it that way. And that's how I would write it. You could write 5 over 6 times the radical, or the absolute value of y, radical x. I wouldn't do it that way. I would just have a numerator and a denominator. So that's my preferred way. All right, so let's look at this one. It's a cubed root, but we're going to look first inside. So I'm going to write these bigger so you can see what I'm doing when I'm simplifying it. And then I'll put it back under the cubed root in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. What goes into 16 and 54? 2 does. 2 goes into 16 8 times, and 2 goes into 54 27 times. Now, you might remember the exponent rule. If you have a to the m over a to the n, then you subtract those exponents. So I'm going to take my 5 here and subtract the 2. So I'm going to have x cubed. All right, so I have, where am I going to write this? 8 over 27. And then I've got the x cubed up there. And then I'm going to have y to the 5th in the numerator. And all that's going to be under the cubed root. Okay? So I have to simplify this expression, this fraction, the rational expression. I have to simplify that first. Okay, now, it's cubed root, so I don't have to worry about absolute value. All right. Can I take the cubed root of 8? Yes, it's 2. Now, when you're writing these, when you have a numerator and a denominator, you have to be clear where that 2 is. That 2 is in the numerator. And then it's going to be 1x that you get out and 1y. But there's going to be some y's left over. So y squared left over inside the cubed root. And then the cubed root of 27 is 3. So we're done with that one. So you can check everything, make sure you understand why everything went where it did. Cubed root of 8 was 2. Cubed root here was just x. And then I have 1y that I can take out. So it's like y cubed times y squared. That one comes out, and then you have the y squared left over. And that's all over 3 because cubed root of 27 is 3. Okay, so we got one more. I have the 5, 8, a, 8 to the 8th, b to the 6th over 80, a cubed, b squared. All right, so 5 goes into 80 16 times. You can put a 1 in the numerator. We'll see if we need that. We probably won't, but we can have the 1 be there. And then a, to the 3rd power, that's going to cancel with 3 of those. That gives me a to the 5th. And then 2 of those with 2 of those, so I'm going to have b to the 4th. All right, so how do I write this? It's the 4th root of a to the 5th, b to the 4th, over 16. All right. So now, can I take the 4th root of a to the 5th? Do I have enough a's? Yeah, I can take one out. So I'm going to have an a, and then I'm going to have an a left over. So somewhere I have to remember that. And then I have enough b's to get a b out. Now, what about absolute value? I need absolute value because those are odd. And then it's going to be the fourth root of the a that was left over there. All over, and then it's going to be a 2 because the fourth root is 16. Fourth root of 16 is 2. Okay,